Tonight on Elon Local News.
It's almost Election Day in North Carolina. What you need to know before heading to the polls.
I'm here to change my life, to do something better.
First-generation college students shared their experiences with us during this week's university celebration.
The finishing touches are being put on a city park's landmark, how one local artist is contributing. We have all that tonight.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Bonner.
And I'm Margaret Faust, and this is Elon Local News.
The Justice Department announced today that they will be monitoring polls in certain counties nationwide tomorrow in an effort to protect federal voting rights laws. This will take place across 24 states in 64 jurisdictions, including Alamance County.
Civil Rights Division workers will be available to take complaints related to possible federal voting right laws violations tomorrow. Complaints can be emailed to civilrights.justice.gov or by phone at 800-253-3931.
The midterm elections are tomorrow, and for some Elon students, casting a ballot looks different this year. Elon Jr. Caroline DePezza is studying abroad in Copenhagen. She's a political science major who voted online in her home state of Massachusetts. She says voting is a privilege while abroad.
I get so annoyed when people say that they're not political and they don't care about politics, but it's to not care about politics is a privilege because you don't care because your rights aren't the ones that are at stake. So yeah, I get frustrated. Like I said, though, it's hard for me to understand why people don't care, because it's just something that means so much to me.
Elon Jr. Grace Ackerman is also studying abroad, but in London. She mailed her ballot to her home state of Florida, but she says some people didn't take the step to do the same.
I think it's just tough at our age. I feel like you're either into it or you're not. A lot of times people have their opinions, but maybe don't carry through with the actions to see the outcomes of those opinions, which I wish we had more engagement. That's something that makes me upset, that people don't vote as much as they could or should.
For all you need to know about voting, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, and click on our voter guide under the Politics tab.
Over 32,000 people have already cast their ballots in Alamance County, and over 4,000 of those were cast right here in Elon. If you're headed to the polls tomorrow, the polls will open here in North Carolina starting at 6:30 a.m. and close at 7:30 p.m. There are 38 polling locations just in Alamance County, but students are zoned to vote at either Elon Elementary School or First Baptist Church of Elon. If students are unable to get to the polls tomorrow, the university is providing a shuttle that leaves from the Center of the Arts and runs in a loop from campus to local polling locations from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Join us tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. for our Elon Local News election special.
Today marks the first day of the First Generation College Celebration Week here at Elon. This is the third year in a row in which Elon is designated a week to celebrate the first-generation students on campus. One student is Elon freshman Timothy Carter. His parents dropped out of high school to raise him. Carter credits his stepmom as the reason he is in college because she enrolled him in a private preparatory high school. Carter said he doesn't talk about being a first-generation college student often, but uses it as motivation.
Trying to do something to kind of better my family's legacy and something better for me too. I've always loved education and exploring and things like that, so Elon kind of gave me this place of where I felt comfortable in a community of learners and thinkers and places where I can try new classes, and just explore, kind of look at my options and kind of prepare myself for the real world.
Elon freshman Janita Smith is also a first-generation college student and an Odyssey Fellow. She said being the first generation at Elon has not been hard because of the services the school offers, but she says she hasn't needed to use them because of the supportive atmosphere at Elon, specifically within the Odyssey program.
You already have that like community. You already have those people like if you have any like concerns or like you need to talk to someone, that they're here for you. So if I didn't have like Odyssey, I probably wouldn't be comfortable like eating at the dining halls, or like going to like school events and stuff like that.
Both Carter and Smith said the fact that Elon dedicates a week to celebrating first-generation college students makes them feel supported.
Events for First Generation College celebration will be held on campus today through Friday. The list of events can be seen on your screen right now, and you can find more on this story and a full list of events on our website, elonnewsnetwork.com. And even though it is a federal holiday, Elon University does not take Veterans Day off. This Friday, classes will be held and university offices will still be open. But Elon is not alone. None of its 15 peer institutions take the day off either. University Registrar and Assistant Vice President Rodney Parks was a medic in the Navy for 8 years. He says the friends he made and the countries he got to visit were his favorite parts of serving. And he understands why Elon doesn't take the day off.
Our work today is to serve the student body, and that's our primary responsibility. Does the past matter for us? Yeah, it matters, but there's a lot of ways that, veterans celebrate, the call to honor and the remembrance.
The call to honor Parks is referring to is a ceremony and celebration held to honor veterans. It is this Friday at 10:55 a.m. in KOBC. Anyone can attend the event.
Coming up, we'll recap all the highlights of homecoming weekend.
You're watching Elon Local News.
This past weekend, 2 girls that met freshman year and have had many shared Elon experiences got to add one more to their list of memories. Christina Carr, president of Black Student Union and Student Union Board, was crowned along with BSU Vice President Mahogany Madden Roberts. Carr says winning was a special experience, but winning along with another Black woman made it even more memorable.
It was exciting. Honestly, I think to me, like the big part about winning, both me and Mahogany both winning together, it kind of felt like a really big win for like the Black community on campus.
Rather than choosing to compete against each other, Carr and Madden Roberts decided to campaign together. Madden Roberts says she is thrilled to have won with Carr, knowing what the win means for the Black community.
Oh, that's my girl. Like Christina is my girl since like the beginning of our freshman year. So it was just like, wow, like we really did it together. Like we're both like the president and vice president of BSU. So it's just like really cool. And then just to learn that like the first Black homecoming queen wasn't even like posted in certain things on like the yearbook, and how like their class had reacted to that because they knew it was wrong. It was really amazing to be able to be like, no, like we did it, like you see it, like, and just to see how Elon is celebrating it, and just like all of us now, I really like, it's surreal. Like I really like it's amazing.
For more on the 2 winners, go to our website, elonnewsnetwork.com. We will have more sights and sounds from homecoming at the end of the show.
Final steps on construction at the Burlington City Park Carousel House are underway this month, just in time for the holiday season. Our Ellis Chandler has the story.
After over 3 years of restoration and reconstruction, the Carousel House in Burlington is nearing completion. One of the most recent developments was the return of the carousel's animals. But City of Burlington Director of Recreation and Parks Tony Laws says the biggest delay is finishing the exterior of the building. He says the project timeline is over a year behind schedule, but he's happy with the restoration and new construction.
It's looking beautiful. It's been it looks brand new, even though it's over 100 years old, and it's been restored perfectly, and so we're really excited about having it back.
One of the new additions are railings along the pathway leading to the carousel house. The railings detail some of the carousel's animals. It was all designed by Casey Lewis, owner of Beechwood Metalworks in Burlington. Lewis says he's been working on the carousel project for the last year. He says to design the animals, he used pictures of the restored ones.
We sort of stylized what they were and hopefully made them a little more modern and interesting, just to kind of keep up with the new house and things like that.
Every harness, hoof, and hair on each animal requires a special eye for detail. Lewis says he and his team drew each individual element and broke them down into tasks like determining the color palette and proportions. Lewis says his least favorite part is the installation process, but watching the reactions to his work from members of the community gets him every time.
Some people are really, really fascinated, and some people are like, meh, you know. But it is fun to see people smile. That's part of why we do what we do, is to have people enjoy interacting with things, and it's fun to see it when they don't know you're around, and get that sort of that real reaction from them.
Ellis Chandler, Elon Local News.
The city is expected to provide a concrete opening date before the Christmas event, but the carousel is still being inspected by the North Carolina Department of Labor as construction nears completion. Joining us now with your Phoenix 5-day forecast and a look at the rest of this week's weather is our Brett Turnbull.
Brett is live under the Oaks this evening. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening. Things have finally begun to cool down here under the Oaks after a surprisingly hot November day here on campus. Now, let's look ahead into your Phoenix 5-day forecast so you can expect to see what you're going to get for the rest of the week. Now, as we move on, we're going to see some temperatures drop back into normal range in November. And as we look later into the week, we're going to expect some rainstorms, some showers as we go into the nighttime. It should drop down to some lower temperatures and be a little bit more comfortable here on campus. That's all for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. I'm Brett Turnbull. Now back to the studio.
Brett, live under the Oaks.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The annual Fall Dance Concert begins this week, and dancers are putting on the finishing touches before stepping on stage for the first live performance of the year. Elon Jr. Gabby Cataldo participated in the Fall Dance Concert last year. She says this is the first dance concert without COVID-19 protocols for the dancers or the audience. She says this has helped with team morale.
We now don't have these masks, so we're combating how to use our face again. And the piece that I'm in is really about connecting with one another, and to finally lose the mask and have that freedom to look at somebody else's face and connect is so important.
The concert runs Thursday through Saturday with 4 performances in total. It is held at the Roberts Studio Theater in Arts West. Tickets are free for students, faculty, and staff, and $15 for the general public.
It's the beginning of basketball season and the end of men's soccer and football, but all Elon teams are making history. We'll have it all coming up in sports. Going from being a star player to burdened with injuries in college, one Elon athlete has worked his way back onto the court. Our Mason Willett reports.
I'll be honest, I was like every other person. I wanted to come in and win Rookie of the Year. I wanted to come in and help for winning. But, things changed.
A shoulder injury and a knee injury are what shook up the game for Elon men's basketball player and junior Jaden Michael. At the time, he didn't know it would prevent him from playing for the past 2 seasons.
It just made me just sit back and understand, you just got to be patient.
Michael says the rehabilitation process wasn't easy because he's used to having basketball as an option to escape from everyday activities. He's had to find new ways to get through the mental challenges that come with injuries. Michael says thanks to his teammates' support around him, he hasn't felt alone during this process.
I really just found myself, honestly, understanding that I'm someone who takes a huge pride in mental health, self-care and stuff like that. So I just started finding personal interests, what makes me happy besides basketball.
But those aren't the only challenges that Michael has had to face so far here at Elon. He also has a new basketball coach. Billy Taylor is the new men's basketball coach here at Elon, and he is helping the team to prepare for its first matchup of the season here at Schar Center. Taylor says he is excited to work with Michael and understands the adversity he has had to face.
Frustrating for him, to be injured through the first part of his career, and that's a tough thing to kind of balance and overcome. So he's had to work through a lot of adversity, and then you throw into that a coaching change.
As the season begins this week, Michael says he is looking to start off healed and healthy. He still has big goals and dreams of playing basketball at the professional level.
I for sure want to be all conference. I think I'm very capable of doing so. Team goals, I want to win. I want to win it all.
Having team goals are also important to Taylor.
And it doesn't happen on day one. There's a lot of work that goes into it. but understanding how we get there is important. So laying those foundational pieces so that we can continue to talk about it, reemphasize it, and understand what it means, why it's important, and how we'll ultimately get to the goals that we want to get to.
Motion passes. We have two
And our sports reporter, Max Wallace, filed from Schar Center moments ago to tell us more about the upcoming men's basketball season. Take a look.
Thanks, Anne-Marie and Margaret. I'm here from the Schar Center, where Elon men's basketball is set to tip off their season tonight against Erskine. The game is set for 7 p.m., where the Phoenix will invite back 7 letter winners, 5 upperclassmen, and their 2 leading scorers. But tonight opens more than just the 2022-2023 season for the Phoenix. It also begins the Billy Taylor era. Billy Taylor was the previous head coach for 14 years and also assisted at Iowa University for the Hawkeyes. Tonight, he wants to hit the ground running, literally, as he wants the Phoenix to get off and running from the get-go, playing hard and fast. It might be Billy Taylor's first time with the Phoenix, but it's certainly not his first time with one of these. From the Schar Center, sending it back to the desk.
That was Max Wallace filing from Schar Center.
For the second year in a row, Elon's men's soccer team is headed to the Colonial Athletic Association Championship Final. After coming up short last year, the Phoenix are looking for redemption. Our Sydney Spencer has the latest on the team's standings.
Despite the scattered rain at Sunday's match, fans showed up to Rudd Field to support the Phoenix as they took on the Drexel Dragons in the Colonial Athletic Association Championship semifinal match. The first seed Elon Phoenix defeated the number 5 seed Drexel Dragons by a score of 1-0. The only goal came in the first half by junior midfielder Ben Rosenblatt.
It was a tough game, trying to weather the storm, just all their pressure the whole game, but I think we've worked really hard all year, and I think this was a testament to that.
This win marked the 11th shutout of the season for the Phoenix, setting a team record. Graduate student and goalkeeper Ryan Bilichuk credits his team for all its hard work this year.
It's a great feeling. It's pretty indescribable right now to have that record, but it's a reflection of all the work that the guys and myself have put in all season.
Let's go! The Dragons' offense put immense pressure on the Phoenix defense, with 20 shots on goal compared to Elon's 11. Head coach Mark Reeves says the entire conference is extremely strong, but was proud of the victory nonetheless.
Early in the year, you're so focused on improving and making sure the group's as ready as it can be and progressing. This time of year, if you can keep winning, you keep playing.
This week, the Phoenix will be heading back to practice, looking to improve themselves before the CAA Championship Final against Hofstra University this Saturday.
We're going to put our heads down and just work and make sure we're most prepared we can be to come and get the win.
Now we are joined live in studio with Sydney Spencer to break down Elon's upcoming match. Sydney, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Anne-Marie and Margaret. The first seed, Elon Phoenix, will be facing off against the third seed, Hofstra Pride, at Rudd Field on Saturday, November 12th for the CAA Championship Tournament Final. The match is set to begin at 12 p.m. The last time these two teams met up was during the regular season on October 15th at Hofstra, in which Elon won 3-1. This match will be a hard-fought battle for both sides, as just last year they met in the CAA Tournament Final, in which Hofstra defeated Elon 3-2. Elon will be looking to rewrite the script this year. If the Phoenix win on Saturday, Elon will have a guaranteed spot in the NCAA tournament. Back to you at the desk.
Earlier today, the Phoenix moved up in the FCS rankings to 21. Homecoming weekend rolled into Rhodes Stadium this past Saturday when the University at Albany came to town. And when the dust settled, the Phoenix had made history.
Seats in Rhodes Stadium were packed with students, families, and alumni alike for Senior Day. Prior to the start of the contest, all 17 football seniors were individually recognized by head coach Tony Trisciani.
In this class, they committed to each other to stick together. With the COVID year, these guys could have left for, what they may have thought was greener pastures. And I'm just so proud of them for wanting to stick together and to be here. And they wanted to do something special together. And now they're doing it.
One of the seniors recognized was wide receiver Jackson Parham. Despite his injury that has sidelined him for the past 2 weeks, Parham was able to represent the maroon and gold alongside his fellow seniors just in time for this special day.
I'm just grateful to play along like seniors
that I came in here with. We wanted to come back, and like Coach said, we didn't want to be another Elon football team.
Parham and the rest of the seniors certainly left their legacy as the win over Albany propelled them into the record books.
These seniors, they said they didn't want to just be another Elon football team, and that was 2 weeks ago, and now we're not. So to be the first team in 25 years to go undefeated at home.
A loss this weekend would have ended the potential playoffs for the Phoenix, but after losing the game against New Hampshire 2 weeks ago, the team took on a restructured mentality. Senior linebacker Marcus Hillman says the team wants its hard work to pay off.
We put so much work into this. It's like, we can't let them down. Like, we can't say, oh, we only got 2 games left after this. We want to make the season special. It's, every snap like it's your last, and we must win the football game.
Elon will look to win its final regular season game next Saturday against Hampton University. But from there, it's up to the Football Championship Subdivision Playoffs Committee to decide if the Phoenix will make the playoffs. Max Wallace.
It was a great day for Elon football.
Elon, local news.
Today's game against Hampton is scheduled for 1 p.m. Fans can tune into Flow Sports to watch the Phoenix for what could be the final time of the 2022 season. We'll be right back after this.
You're watching Elon Local News.
Finally tonight, a look back at the sights and sounds of homecoming weekend.
That's all the news we have for you this evening. Thanks so much for joining us.
For stories, scores, and more, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network and at SportsENN.
Have a great week, Elon.